All right, today we are jumping into a really transformative book, Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. The big idea here is that real, genuine connection is the most critical ingredient for success. But, to get it right, we first have to look at how so many people get it so wrong. Okay, let's just be honest for a second. The word networking, it probably makes you cringe a little bit, right? We all have this image of the networking jerk in our heads. That person who's just collecting business cards, always scanning the room for someone more important to talk to. Ferrazzi says that whole approach isn't just gross, it's completely useless now. Because in our world, being fake gets sniffed out and fast. I mean, if you've ever walked into a room and every single conversation feels like someone's trying to sell you something or get something from you, you know exactly what this feels like. You either feel like a target or you feel kind of slimy for wondering what you can get out of the conversation. That feeling, it comes from a totally broken way of thinking about people. Ferrazzi tells this great story about a guy he calls Hollywood David. When Keith asked him for an introduction, David just flat out refused. His reason? He saw his relationships as a finite pie. Introducing someone meant giving away one of his slices, which meant there was less for him. This is that scarcity thinking that just poisons everything. But what if the pie isn't finite? What if it could grow? And that question, it leads us right to the heart of the book's entire philosophy, what he calls the generosity mindset. This flips the whole script. Instead of asking, what can I get? The game becomes, how can I give? So this is the big switch, right? We're moving away from old school networking and toward true connecting. We're ditching the transactional, what's in it for me approach for something built on real relationships and generosity. And here's the most powerful idea. Relationships aren't a pie. They're a muscle. The more you use them to help other people, the stronger they get. For everybody. This is it. This is the bottom line. The actual currency of building a powerful circle isn't greed, it's generosity. Success isn't measured by how many contacts you have. It's measured by how many people you've genuinely helped, who then in turn want to help you succeed. Now, this whole mindset takes a little bit of guts. Ferrazzi tells this really moving story about his dad, a steel worker who saw a broken big wheel toy in a rich family's trash. He swallowed his pride, walked up to the front door, and just asked if he could have it for his son. And the owner, she was thrilled to help. The lesson here is that being audacious isn't just about asking for things, it's about giving other people the gift of feeling generous. Okay, so having the right mindset is the absolute foundation. But now, let's get practical. Let's build on that with the actual tools from the book that you need to become a master connector. Connecting without a purpose is just collecting names. It all starts with having a mission. When you know what you're passionate about, when you turn that big dream into a goal with a real deadline, it gives every handshake, every email, a sense of purpose and sincerity. It's what separates you from everyone else who's just floating around. And Ferrazzi gives us a super simple framework for this. He calls it the Relationship Action Plan. It's just 3 steps. Step 1, nail down your mission. Step 2, figure out who are the key people that can help you get there. And step 3, this is the magic part. Figure out how you can help them first. This isn't just a to-do list, it's your roadmap to connecting with intention. And if you want to see a masterclass in this, look no further than Bill Clinton. From a young age, he had a crystal clear mission. He famously kept all those index cards on every single person he met, not so he could use them, but so he could remember personal details and build real, sincere bonds. His powerful mission is what fueled his legendary ability to connect. Now, here's a key piece of the puzzle. If you want to connect with interesting people, you have to be interesting yourself. Ferrazzi calls this your content, and content is just your personal currency. It's your expertise, your unique ideas, your passions. It's the value you bring to the table.
And this isn't just some theory. Ferrazzi actually did this himself. At his startup, they didn't just make games. They created their own content by mashing up the worlds of gaming and advertising. They basically invented this new concept they called advergaming. And by creating that unique idea, they became the experts that everyone wanted to talk to.
All right, so you've got your mission, you have valuable content to share. You're ready to start giving.
But the question is, how do you use that generosity to make the biggest possible impact?
So Farazi shares this incredible, almost secret shortcut to creating unshakable loyalty. He says if you can genuinely help people with the three things they care about most in the entire world, their health, their wealth, or their children, you will create the deepest, most lasting bonds imaginable. That kind of help is something people never ever forget.
You know, in the world we live in now, real power doesn't come from keeping secrets or hoarding information. It comes from being a hub. Farazi calls this social arbitrage. It's when you become the person who connects different groups of people who can help each other. When you do that, you become indispensable. You're not just a person in the network anymore. You're the bridge that everyone wants to use.
So if you want to expand your circle exponentially, you have to go connect with the connectors. People in these kinds of jobs, headhunters, journalists, fundraisers, it's literally their job to know everybody. Building a real, generous relationship with even one of them can unlock entire new worlds for you.
But here's something that might surprise you. As you expand your network, you realize that the biggest breaks often don't come from your best friends. They come from your weak ties, those acquaintances you have on the outer edges of your social circles. Why? Because they know different people and have access to totally new information. It really, truly pays to talk to strangers. So when you start putting all these pieces together, the generous mindset, the practical tools, the focus on giving, a fundamental change happens. You stop being someone who just does networking, and you actually start becoming a connector. You're not just making contacts anymore, you're making a real difference. And let's be clear, this power isn't just about getting a promotion. Like Margaret Mead said, real change always starts with a small group of committed people. A network that's built on trust and generosity isn't just a career tool. It's a force for getting big, important things done in the world.
In the end, a successful life isn't about you climbing to the top all by yourself. Farazi gives us this beautiful metaphor. It's more like making a quilt. The meaning, the beauty of it, comes from the process of stitching it all together. And every single patch is a relationship that you've built by generously helping someone else.
So the last question the book leaves us with isn't really about what you'll achieve for yourself. It's about who you'll connect and who you'll help. The real measure of your life isn't going to be a job title or a number in a bank account. It's going to be the richness and the warmth of the quilt you weave with other people. So what will the legacy of your quilt be?